Hello everyone, it's Elaine Louise of Pimp Peppermint Cards. Thank you for joining me today on my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing probably one of my last Halloween projects for this year. I'm going to be using some MFT goodies and I'm going to just jump right into it. So first of all, I've taken some just plain white heavyweight cardstock and I'm applying some Victorian velvet, Seedless preserves and black soot in a sort of gradient ombre effect. I've sped this up quite a lot, but I'm just getting all that colour on there. So black soot into Seedless preserves into Victorian velvet, and once I've got all that colour on there, I am going to start putting on some ink splatters. So I take all three shades and put a little bit onto my craft mat, just smush that on, just the corner. I take this little medicine dropper which has water in it, and I just put a couple of drops of that and mix that in with the ink and just splatter that on, trying to keep it within the colours that I've got on the paper. So trying to keep the black soot splatters on the black soot ink. And I just go ahead and I just work my paintbrush onto a baby wipe every time I change ink colour, and then just use my heat tool to heat set that so that this perfect pearls doesn't all mix in. Pop a little bit of that on my craft mat again with some water and then splatter that on all over, and it just gives a little bit of shimmer. Taking my Waffle Flower Lacy Layers dies and my Crafting Desert Divas circle dies. Taking some more heavyweight white cardstock, and I'm just going to be running that through my Big Shot machine. I have to change the size of the circle die. That other one was a bit big, so I take the next size down, secure that, and I run them both through my Big Shot machine. And there I have the front of my card panel, because I'm going to be making a shaker card today. So now I need to cut down my ink blended background, and to do that I just turn it over, sort of mark out what sort of size I need using the hole I've created, or the circle, and then I just take my paper trimmer to cut that down, because that is going to sit behind my circle panel, my circle window. So now I need to stamp my sentiment. So I'm taking this Frightfully Fun stamp set from My Favourite Things, and I take a nice big sentiment which says Frightfully Fun, you are. So to stamp this out, I'm not going to do any heat embossing, but I'm just going to be taking my Versafine Onyx black ink, because it stamps nice and crisp and nice and dark. And I just stamp that down a couple of times, just so it stands out really bold. And now I can move on to creating the shaker elements. So I've taken this 3mm double-sided adhesive, and I'm just going to be putting that all around that circle. And then I have a piece of acetate, which was giving me a bit of bother, but it was too hard to peel up, so I decided to make sure that it was stuck down, and then the top part wasn't really adhered down, but I will secure that down better with some foam tape so that my sequins don't all fall out. So now I am going to adhere my ink blended background to the card base. So to do that, I just use this circle element here, line everything up. I've already applied adhesive to the back of that panel and just push it down. That way I know everything is going to line up once I put that top layer on top of the sequins. So now I just put some foam adhesive all around the circle window. I put lots of adhesive around that window. I want my sequins to stay within that circle. and I don't want any parts of the card to sink and dip, so I'm very generous with the foam tape. I did just do a 1 layer card, a 1 layer of foam tape, and then I start filling my panel with sequins. So I have some purple stars that I had in my stash, and then my lovely friend Halima, she sent me these lovely sequins for my birthday. They are Hocus Pocus from Lucy's Little Things. So I put some in there, and then I just put another layer of acetate over the top of those sequins, and then I just trim off the excess acetate. I like doing this because it enables me to be able to pick up the shaker window. Now I just apply a little bit of Victorian velvet and Seedless preserves just around the edges of that panel, and then I take some liquid adhesive just around the edges, not very much, just a little, and apply it to my card base. So now I'm taking my MFT Frightfully Sweet stamp set. This was new this year. I've taken some Strathmore Bristol Smooth cardstock, and I am going to be heat embossing these. So I've used my Embossing Buddy and my Versafine Onyx black ink. I wasn't sure which little critter I wanted to use, so I did both of them. And clear embossing powder all over the top, tapping that off, and then I can heat set that. I'm going to be using my Z Clean Colour Real Brush markers today, and I like heat embossing my elements when I'm doing that. I find it makes colouring a lot easier. So I've just got a little bit of that Seedless preserves and Victorian velvet onto my craft mat. I'm picking that up with a water brush, and then for my Z Clean Colour Real Brush markers, I'm just using some greys. I'll list these down in the description box below if you're interested in the colours. A little bit of pink on the cheeks, and different colour grey for the other parts of the raccoon's eyes and his tail. And then I'm just colouring in his hat in, I think this is dark grey, but again I'll list everything down below in case you want to copy the colours. Just darkening him up certain little areas, using some pink for his ears, some orangey yellows for his pumpkin basket, and then I'm just going to run these through. I got this little gadget for my birthday, and it's a lifesaver. It's so easy for tiny little dies. I don't have to get up and sit on the floor to cut out anything on my big shot. I love it. Just using my Nuvo liquid adhesive to pop a little bit of glue on the back of him, and I'm just going to secure him down onto the card. Take some black glaze pen for the eyes, and also I think I did his nose as well. And just finally, within that Hocus Pocus sequin mix from Lucy's Little Things, there are these, they're like little gems or domed shapes, and I just wanted to finish off the front of the card, add a final bit of embellishment. So I secured those down using my quick stick tool, and my card is finished. I'm really pleased with how it turned out. I hope you enjoyed that process video today. If you'd like to subscribe, I would love that. If you would join me, I'm going to be starting my Christmas card series soon. I'm a little bit late in starting it, but hopefully I can catch up soon. So I look forward to seeing you in my future videos. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.